Alright guys, Coach Saqib here today. So today we're going to go over overhead press, okay? I'm going to go with dumbbells. You know you can do a strict overhead press with barbells, regular plates, whatever it may be. But I want to address some issues what an overhead press should look like and when you should be ready to do an overhead press. First things first, for an overhead press, the progression is going to be in different ways. We always try to make sure that someone can get their hands overhead without any pain whatsoever. If they can't do that, take them to the floor. We're going to come down here. We're going to be on the floor. Field goal post position, elbows are down, wrists are down flat, and we're gonna press straight up and come right back down. Nice and simple, keeping the core engaged and keeping their back to the floor. We're gonna repeat that for a couple of weeks to make sure that we're actually addressing the posture. From there, when they're good at that, you take them to the wall and do the same motion and making sure that the wrist and the elbows never leave the wall. When your client can do that, then you're ready to progress. When you can do that, you're ready to progress on. What I see the issues are, is what happens is people take their dumbbells and a strict press, the first thing is we'll be arched like this and then we press up. That's so much strain on my lower back that actually hurts me right now. We want to make sure that we're tucking in, this stays tight, this is engaged. So now we're all tucked in, right? Everything's nice and tight and I can just press straight up. Now, the way the weight should go, it should never be in front of you, it should never be in front of your ears. I always say tuck in, put it behind your ears just like that. If you can't do that, and if you can't handle keeping that weight behind the ears, you're not ready to press overhead, and you shouldn't be pressing overhead because that means there's a dysfunction in the shoulder girdle somewhere. Work on your posture muscles first. So making sure that we're staying nice and upright, forward, core engaged, straight up, straight back down, and repeat that. Same thing with your barbell. If you get the barbell, there's no need for you to be here pressing up or too far forward or arching. Everything stays strict. Press straight overhead, come back down. If you do it right, and everything's engaged, you should feel in your core as well as your glutes. A lot of times what happens is, when we get tired, we start leaning and we're pressing into it. At that point, if you get to a weight where you're comfortable and you can do it a lot, and you want to keep going extra, take a little dip and press straight up. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'd rather have you take that dip to use the force from the hips than have you start arching and press that way. And then later on, when we get into more Olympic lifting, this will carry over into when you do push presses. Your legs have a lot of power, which is why we train legs often, right? Use those legs to your advantage. If this stays tight, you're pushing that force of the legs to help that way you move up. I'm out of breath. That's too many in a row.